I want to take a look at Meta's stock. I want to see what the risk of buying it right now might be. I want to look at what its future value might be. I want to take a look at the price action, the patterns that are forming, so we can sort of see whether it's ready to move, whether it's something that we want to dollar cost average into and set our expectations right. Overall, I want to do a deep dive into Meta so I can share with you guys what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing in a nutshell is a stock with extremely high upside, a stock that could be a potential 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 X in the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Okay, so the first thing that I do when I analyze the majority of the assets that I look at is, since they have a history of growth, and this solves my conviction problem, I know I'm buying a stock with a real history, I want to go and draw out a pitchfork or a channel, and in this case, this is the one that I've drawn out on Meta. You see here, we're respecting the median line consistently, we're trading into the peaks and the troughs, and we're respecting those. But this is not the concluded or finished product of this channel, believe it or not. And the reason is because we're already trending very closely into those overvalued territories. And because of that, it kind of poses the question, maybe, just maybe, this isn't the channel itself in its final form, but rather the median is going to become that in the future. So now when I'm looking at this and I'm putting some pieces together, remember we spoke about patterns, we're putting some pieces together. Here is your left shoulder, here is your head, here is your right shoulder. And when you're looking at where these shoulders formed, they're kind of at the median between the highs and the trough. We're just chilling in the middle, right? It's there and we're chilling in the middle here. So this right here just tells me the sellers have sort of exhausted themselves, and now buyers are getting in more and more control, and they're keeping key levels alive. So price does not have to have harsh, significant pullbacks anymore, because a lot of the work was already done because price traded sideways for a very prolonged period of time. Because back in 2018, you got that first real pullback on Meta. You see here, we dumped after the IPO, and then price started to rally. Choppy, choppy, choppy. You hit 2018, and then you get your first real significant pullback. And this was the spark to cause that huge sell-off, which ultimately added to the pattern. So you get your left shoulder forming in 2018. Fuck, you could have even got it in 2020. The market goes and trades higher. We sort of add to that liquidity building at the neckline, and then price goes and sells off. After price sells off, you got to look at how harshly price sold off. And in this case, this is almost 80%, 77%. It's a huge discount. A lot of traders, I'm going to break down daily price action in a second, but a lot of traders don't factor this in. So now when you look at what happens next, price naturally goes and rallies into all-time highs, but you're still technically adding to that liquidity building at the neckline. There's still resistance here. So even though price is trading higher, we're not trading high enough where that freeness of just that bull run can go and come from. So right now, we're just contributing to the overall pattern before the potential breakout. And what I'm seeing on the smaller time frames is this. When I shift this into the daily time frame, we kind of have a compression here. I'm just drawing out my market geometry. This is where orders are still being built because you have a ton of buyers and sellers fighting for supremacy, and you're using this confined space to go and accumulate. If price wants to go and trade higher, then at least we know that we spent this entire area accumulating when price was low. This will naturally get factored in as your higher low on the higher time frame, and then price looks to continue to go and expand. So this is what I'm looking at for price to give me a more definitive answer of what's going to happen. If price breaks out, it gives me a little bit more confidence and clarity that, hey, I should be buying within this. I'm still going to be buying within this, but it's going to give me confidence and clarity that, okay, I want to hold this through and through because I don't think price is going to go and reverse on me. If price does decide to reverse, and instead of breaking out of the highs first, we go and break out of the lows, I'm looking at key areas of support where price was treated as support in the past, and then I'm looking at buying even more. The reason is because I already understand what my potential upside might be. I don't think price is going to go and trade significantly lower and lower and lower, and the reason I think that is because we already did it. In what world do we need to go and sell off another 70% again? Because if we're taking a look at where Meta might go and sell off to go and fill this gap right here. It's 71% lower, and that would go and hit off of where? The trough of this channel. I don't think that happens. So what I think happens is either you get a reversal out of this pattern, you go and trade into this previous level of support. We might even trade lower, who knows, or you go and break out higher, or we just go and continue to consolidate. Either way, this is something of high interest to me, even though we have that high price tag, and even though we are technically approaching, what is this, a couple of percent away from all-time highs? We are 25% away from all-time highs, maybe not a couple of percent, but it doesn't look that far from where we are in this consolidation. Nonetheless, it looks like Meta is giving us really high upside, and it also looks like the downside is very controlled, because what is it from here? You're looking at how much drawdown? 35%. I can stomach that. I can absolutely stomach 32, 33, 34, 35% drawdown if you're telling me that my upside has 100% potential, if my upside has 150% potential, 100, whatever the case may be, right? Because my risk to reward is significantly high. This is asymmetric. This is the definition of asymmetric. And when you mix that in with the probability of price wanting to go and trade higher, because this is a Mag 7 stock, this is a blue chip at this point, it kind of tells a story that a lot of traders might not be ready to hear. Buy the boring compression and the consolidation, because eventually one price expands, even if you aren't right on time, you will reap the future reward, because it is a lot higher relative to where the current price is.